figured out some stuff. But.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Distraction and Discussion. We are your hosts. I am Alex, joined as always by Scott and Dalton.
Hi. I'm watching the 15 seconds ago where we awkwardly introed really bad. It's great.
That's why
great.
you watch. That's why you watch the OBS or the Discord feed, Dalton.
It may be lower quality in Discord, but at least you're live.
But I don't notice all the problems that are happening live.
So you check it in. You check it in post. Anyways, this is us talking shop. So I'm disheveled, fellas. How are you guys doing this week?
Well, work.
Yep, that sounds about right. And Dalton.
I had some fun editing videos and kind of working on that project and helping out, but
that has been great.
I tried to stay positive, which means I didn't do as much political bullshit that you're suffering right now.
I can't imagine what it must have been for like the people that were sitting in front of the bench that Kavanaugh was sitting at, and that Blasey Ford sat in front of. Like they were kneeling like in a crouch position like the whole time, and this just took forever. Like I heard some commentators mentioning how many recesses they were taking, and I'm sitting there going, I'm tired from watching. I can't imagine what it must be. It must be exhausting to be in the room.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you clip anything for that, or?
No. It was it was way in the moment. If I took the time to clip something, I wouldn't have been able to stay in real time.
Yeah, it's fair. We could probably get something like that, or talk about it more next week with the clip. Or I could work.
Yeah,
on that.
like if you guys wanted to pick out some clips because you guys didn't watch it in the link that I did, that would probably be a more thorough discussion. But
the perspective I got,
it was so tiresome, guys. I'll just be real up and front and honest with that. I will comment on it, but everything that is tonight will be my opinion and conjecture moving forward. So that's your disclaimer.
The perspective I got from people talking about Kavanaugh was that he's still innocent, so just put him in. That seems to be what Trump supporters are telling me. Like, there's no other real, like, Trump's never wrong, and he's not guilty of anything yet. So don't ruin his fucking life, guys, is kind of what I heard from Republicans this week. Yeah. Am I wrong? Am I real far off?
No, you're really not. Except for the fact that I think there was a poll of like 52% of Republicans say that even if he is guilty, it doesn't matter.
That's horrendous.
So you missed that statistic, but apart from that, you got it. You did real well, Dalton. I'm proud of you.
That's disgusting.
Not to rain on your fucking day.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I personally, I'm gonna take probably a pretty controversial tact on it, and you guys may or may not disagree with me, or may not agree. Anyways, but I don't necessarily believe anybody through all this. Like, there was nothing proven. I think both testimonies were actually executed very well. Of course, I'm not a fan of Kavanaugh's by any stretch, and I don't think he's qualified. I don't think there was a charge that was brought up over and over again that this was all a staged hit by the Democrats.
It's always by the Democrats.
Yeah, the Republicans have definitely played that card before.
Sure.
Every time anyone cries rape, they're lying. It's kind of the Republican way to go. But someone was going to say that eventually.
And yeah, that's so true. It was pretty ubiquitous throughout the proceedings. God, I'm so tired. I lost my point. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody really there was really any proving. I thought there were some things that were really really in Ford's favor, and there were some things that were in Kavanaugh's favor as well. I get so frustrated with yes or no questions being asked, and you cannot squeeze a yes or no out of somebody who's behind that bench. I get that for me. Yeah. That's why I'm so tired. I was sitting there like, just answer the fucking question. Like I'm so tired. Like for me, I don't know if like it's a bucket list thing for me now to just sit where the senators are sitting and just yell at somebody, answer the fucking question or something. But I don't know, because like
I feel that. I feel that.
I at least want to see it.
Yeah.
But man, you could not corner Kavanaugh, and the one thing that I will say too about the like the FBI thing, the FBI got brought up quite a bit. I haven't heard a good, and you guys might be able to tell me a better argument, but I haven't heard anybody give me an adequate argument for why Kavanaugh wouldn't want the FBI to investigate it if he's truly innocent. But throughout the entire proceedings, he never gave a yes, I want the FBI, and he was asked on several occasions. He was even asked by one senator to actually turn around to someone and say, I want the FBI to investigate this, to delay these proceedings and investigate this and clear my name. And
he would say it.
Oh well, of course he didn't. But he wouldn't even say yes or no.
It's annoying.
In any shape or form. Whereas Ford was very emphatic about, yes, I want the FBI to investigate it. There was the charge of the FBI not drawing conclusions and things like that. So it would be a useless process. Even like I believe it was Dianne Feinstein that said, well, we want an investigation. And Kavanaugh interrupted and said, you're doing it right now. What you're doing now is the best way to do it, essentially. And that's I'm obviously paraphrasing. Don't skewer me.
Yeah, and all the people that are judging him right now are old white men. How is that fair?
Those are the best people to understand.
It was pretty telling watching the female sex offender prosecutor questioning Ford. They treated both sides pretty aggressively, I think, while couching it all with, oh, we want to really thank you for your courage and things like that. But it was really, I thought it was really aggressive to both people, Ford and Kavanaugh. There is just so much to unpack. I'm going from moment to moment, and it's all. I'm sorry. I'm doing a real bad job of being in order right now. It's kind of like, there was a lot to process. It was an all day thing, guys.
I just don't understand why we would even consider Kavanaugh.
Because he's the Republican pick.
Yeah, but Merrick Garland was the pick, and they stalled for 263 fucking days.
Right,
and it's like 40 days until an election right now. 40. So we don't have enough time, and there's no way we can determine this rape thing in 40 days. So maybe you should pick someone who's less disgusting, Donald Trump. Bye-bye. That's what I think. I don't know. I don't know why we even waste our time. Like, just no, done. Pick someone else. Thoughts and prayers if you're upset about it. Get somebody who's less of a disgusting choice.
And prayers, he says.
I don't know what. I'm like, people kept shouting at me like, he's not guilty yet, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. It's not. I'm not trying to determine if he's guilty right now of some. I mean, like, if he is guilty, for sure he's not getting that seat. But I think he's already not worth considering. So
yeah, he's a poor pick regardless of the rape allegations.
Yeah, this is a distraction at this point now.
And we're discussing it.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know. I just now thought of that. Good timing to think of that, Dalton. Let's play from that angle. At the beginning of the stream, 10 minutes in. It's all a distraction. Fuck.
It took you a minute to get to that, but we got there.
Yeah.
We got there. Oh man, oh man. I will say
What's
though.
your favorite part of the Kavanaugh thing?
How much you cried.
How much he cried. That's good.
And then how many times he yelled at senators. He went from super aggressive to crying so frequently. But
almost as if he's only thinking about the clips at Fox News and doesn't give a shit about what actually happened.
No, dude, it was no, bro. It was really done gracefully. I will say that much.
Okay.
As slimy and disgusting as it was done really gracefully. I think it even worked. I will say that there were some definite parts of his. I think it was a 50 minute statement. Like he literally his statement was so long. It was probably 30 plus minutes of him.
What?
Yeah. At least it felt that way. I'm saying it was.
Did he prepare his statement before he was nominated for that seat?
No, apparently.
How long has he been practicing? 30 minutes. Holy shit.
He read his statement, but he said he prepared it last night and this morning, and no one had seen it but an ex-law clerk.
Logo's still in the middle of the screen.
I saw it. Right, man.
Okay.
I need to attach those together.
Okay.
Hell.
Yeah, I mean, what was Merrick Garland guilty of that we...
Being a Democrat.
We didn't have to do
being nominated by a black man.
Yeah. I think we can say no to Kavanaugh and not feel bad about it. That's really don't feel bad about it.
One thing that I wanted to point out was that she being Blasey Ford brought these allegations up in confidence to Dianne Feinstein while there were still other nomination picks available to Trump. And what I mean by that is simply that she was making she was wanting the Republicans to be aware of this. She wanted senators to be aware of this, not so that she could derail the entire proceedings, but so that another Republican pick could be made. This isn't about doing the same thing they did to Merrick Garland as blocking the Democrats entirely. This isn't about blocking the Republicans, but what they're making it out to be that way. She brought forward these allegations.
It has to be brought forward. I mean,
the timing of everything is very interesting and plays a key role in this entire proceedings. And I think there's a lot of misinformation around that too. But especially when it comes to how the confidence was broken and Blasey Ford's name was revealed. There's also been success shaming of the fact that Blasey Ford is successful and owns possibly multiple houses. So that apparently matters.
Success shaming?
That didn't come up in this by any senators. That was some of the experiences I had around in the world. Yeah, they say, well, she has 2 houses. How could they be blah, blah, blah? And it's like, okay, that's really not important. And thank you for not really caring.
People say that about Bernie Sanders, too. Like, he owns, like, 6 homes, and he's, squandering. And I'm like, what? He's, like, the lowest paid fucking senator possible. I think he's one where you're getting this shit.
He's a senator. He's, like, one of 5 senators with the lowest net worth.
Yeah. There's, like, a base, like, that you can make as a senator, and he's just never gone above that. I don't know. Success shaming. That's fucking bullshit. Especially for people that voted for Trump. That's really weird.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Like and they're couching it as, well, it's the same thing you did with Betsy DeVos and her 10 yachts. It's like, no, that's not success shaming of Betsy DeVos. That's naming an example of how she is not connected to anybody.
She's
and
out of
relate.
touch.
She's so out of touch. Exactly.
Yeah, it's fine that she has 10 yachts, but you have to understand that people that have 10 yachts don't understand that teachers have to pay for fucking pencils and shit for their students, and it's like a pain in the ass, and they work second jobs and shit like that.
Yep.
That's people with 10 yachts don't understand that. That's what we're trying to say. It's who gives a shit? Betsy DeVos
plus how many times
just fine with 10 yachts before she was in charge.
Well, plus how many times she's wanted to move and attempted to move public funding, meaning tax money, away from public education and into charter schools, which are shown time and time again to perform equal or lesser than public schools. It's just she has investments in firms that hunt down students for their loans. I mean, if that's not a clear...
These decisions she makes.
Say that again.
She profits from the decisions she makes.
Bingo.
So she's for the more profitable one.
Bingo.
You know?
She has given... I actually had a video I might play.
Corporations really are human.
She gave just a butt ton of money to a bunch of senators, and like a large number of them were on the committee that voted her in. So I mean,
how convenient.
But you know, it's just an
that
investment in the senators. Those people would need a little
bit of money.
It's an investment
it's
in
not
the
a
senators.
Bribe or anything.
No,
you know?
There's no reason for anybody to do anything for someone who gives you funding.
Prior convenient arrangement.
Unrelated.
Unrelated. Money.
Yeah, completely. I wonder if I can find that video quickly. Yeah, I attempt to decompress on this stream and play a video game, and I just end up talking more about this crap.
I mean, that's kind of the point of the fucking stream too, is to vent in a way. Like, I don't know.
This week it's heavy.
Helpful, I guess.
This week it's just real heavy. While I'm looking for this, piece here, in other news, apparently, and I haven't checked this in any way, shape, or form. This is just something that I had heard breaking just before we went live, so I haven't had time to vet this. But the SEC apparently is suing Elon Musk for fraud.
SEC?
Yeah, the Security Exchange Commission, I believe.
For what?
For fraud. The tweet of him going to, and I haven't read the tweet or vetted this. He apparently put out a tweet saying he was going to take his stock private and turn it to 420 to make his girlfriend laugh or some bullshit like this. And they're suing that for like insider trading or something along those lines, like
I thought that was
trading.
like a conspiracy theory.
Well, he did put out a tweet saying he was going to go private, but I didn't know that there was anything more underneath it, and I didn't look into his investment. I don't own any stocks in his company. Yeah, there it is.
Interesting. I don't really know exactly what that means. That's probably a bombshell to like certain people, like Elon Musk going private, but I don't quite. He's not beholden to the.
I'm truly not sure what
interests in quite the same way.
Nah, I don't think it's.
Is that even a thing?
I really am not a financial expert in any way to be able to talk about this. I don't know what the without reading the claims and then the minutia behind it. I'm not sure how going private would have necessarily been beneficial or detrimental. I'm really not sure, because I know there's a lot of stuff to unfold or to unpack there.
Yeah, I can think of a couple things, but I'm not even the expert, so I'm probably like not even seeing the big picture. I'm assuming it's risky. That's probably part of it. Sounds risky.
Well, I want to think. I think it was private, then public, and then it was going back private. So I think there's a little bit more there as well.
Weird. That sounds unique.
To be considered.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's not so uncommon. Again, not.
Is that how the Walton family is, like, back to private or something?
Oh God, are they? I'm really not. I get that
Probably.
noise too.
Well,
No, they're
Walmart is family owned. Heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
Monarchy continues.
Because the one thing I did like when I worked at Walmart was the fact that they did do what was called MyShare, which was, well, they had stock options, but the MyShare was when they made enough money, then they would share that with their employees because they were publicly traded. They wouldn't have been able to do that if they were private, from what I understand. Again, I am not a financial expert either.
Yeah.
Do
We
not
know
take
some
advice
stuff. We're
from a
knowledgeable,
podcast.
but yeah, we're
Yeah.
podcast guys.
Buy stock in Atari. You'll thank me later. No, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Enron's where it's at.
Enron's never had any problems, I don't think. Not that I can remember.
If there's any,
solid.
like, I wonder how many people actually get that joke nowadays. Is that pervasive enough?
It really is long enough ago that a lot of people probably don't know.
Yeah,
if
but
I
we're
start
not
cracking an Enron joke.
But we're very solidly millennial generation, and that rings true for us. At least I understand the reference of a defunct company, though the minutia is lost on me too.
Yeah, I don't know all the details anymore. I've kind of forgotten.
Yeah, absolutely. I
believe their higher ups embezzled a whole shit ton of money. And
yeah, it's something like that. I studied
reported it in a certain way that they made more money.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, there was some definite like cooking of the books sorts going on. I touched on it briefly in college when we were looking at a bunch of different stuff. It was kind of fun. I was like, oh yeah, I remember Enron. Holy shit. And now I don't.
Ooh, I'm gonna do this here. All right, guys, let's take a look at this here. This was posted by our friendly neighborhood senator, Mr. Sanders. I believe it was posted yesterday or today.
I've not intentionally visited schools that are underperforming.
You're not getting sound?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Maybe the stream is getting sound and I'm not, in which case would be fine.
No, please.
Subtitles.
No, please hold. I want everybody to have sound. Hold. I bet I'm getting it from that too. My creation and I are in sync. I believe it. Okay.
Yeah, you've got to be on proper wavelengths with your machine.
There's a
otherwise it doesn't. It turns off.
I actually just rediscovered an album that came out on my 21st birthday, like the actual day. It was an album by Within the Ruins. It's a long story short, the album is all narratives about comic book characters, and one of the songs called Sentinel is about Iron Man, and he's talking about the suit and Tony, and the quote for the breakdown is "My creation and I are in sync." And
interesting.
That kind of that kind of rings true sometimes whenever I get everything of this monstrosity I have in front of me humming in the correct frequency. It feels that rings true for me. That's nice. What rings true for me is the reason why I'm saying that is because that was brought up quite a few times today as like what rings true to you? There are these allegations? Do they ring true? You know. So I was pre-primed with that, but we're back on Kavanaugh. Let's.
What does your heart say about the issue?
Yeah. Well, I'm not done. I'm not quite done roasting Betsy here. So let's see here if you guys have sound.
I have not intentionally visited schools that are underperforming.
Smart.
Right?
That way she doesn't get any influence from
very
underperforming
own
schools.
Secretary of Education has a family worth of $5.4 billion. She and her husband Dick DeVos own a sprawling 22,000 square foot mansion in Michigan that's estimated to be worth possibly over $10 million. They paid a tax of over $123,000 during its construction. In 2012, Betsy upgraded her personal yacht to a 163-foot Westport yacht, not to be confused with a 126-foot family yacht that she and her husband took to the GOP convention several years ago. Or was that their 167-foot company yacht? They also own a fleet of 12 private jets and 4 helicopters. But it's not all just mansions, yachts, and jets for DeVos. Since the 70s, her family has donated at least $200 million to Republicans and deeply conservative causes. Betsy herself donated $115,000 to sitting Republican senators, nearly all of whom voted in favor of her appointment.
Do you think you don't say?
Weird.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That's my point. And that's the whole point of anybody who takes the mantle of money out of getting money out of politics. So bought and paid for. It's in your face. They brag about it. I don't see how you see that anybody sees that as a good thing. That the few govern the many in such a way that they buy and pay for legislation.
Yeah.
And that's directly related to money being speech.
My vote doesn't mean much if it, like, how much is my vote worth in a dollar amount? Like 32 cents compared to like where all that trajectory is going with Betsy DeVos money and stuff like that. It's kind of horrendous when you think about her money gets shit done.
Well, you're only valuable alive so that you can work and be sick or things of that nature.
Yeah, and make money for the companies that hire you.
Yeah, we're not in a bad mood here on this stream today.
Not cynical at all, guys.
If you were not a multi-billionaire, if your family has not made hundreds of millions of dollars of contributions to the Republican Party, that you would be sitting here today?
Preceding her role in the Trump administration,
it's a great question.
DeVos played a crucial role in crippling the educational landscape in her home state of Michigan. She and her family spent over $2 million in lobbying funds advocating for the charter school industry through the Great Lakes Education Project, despite statistics showing that charters really weren't outperforming traditional public schools. Sure, Michigan now has a huge web of charter schools for parents and students to choose from, but the substandard quality of these schools greatly overshadows the quantity.
Mrs. DeVos, have you ever taken out a student loan from the federal government to help pay for college?
I have not.
Have any of your children had to borrow money in order to go to college?
They have been fortunate not to.
Yes, but Betsy DeVos has quite the history of dabbling in financial aid.
Fortunate.
You fucking cunt.
She's made money off of the students who must borrow money. She has investments in companies that hound students to pay their federal loan debts, including an investment in SoFi, a company that refinances federal student loans into private loans. She had financial stake in a company that, until
I want to point that this video even too glosses that over. Why would it?
What?
Can either of you two tell me why it would be beneficial to turn a student loan into a private loan?
Because you pay more on them.
You can file bankruptcy in private loans.
Oh, that is a good answer. That is a really good answer, Dalton.
Damn.
Actually, the opposite is true for you, Scott, though. The interest rate on student loans is vastly lower than private. Student
loans are like the cheapest loans to pay back, but they're also like a curse in a way.
Well, they have like a 20% interest rate but the interest rate only occurs or is accrued after you are no longer a student. So turning it into a private loan gets you a lower interest rate, but also puts it into the pockets out of the education system, because the tuition is then not building up interest for the so-called education system, which if you're going to pay an exorbitant amount of money, you might as well be passing the buck as opposed to lining someone's pocket. And that all goes down to the fact that this whole problem is a money problem with education too. If we didn't have to pay so fucking much for this, there wouldn't be so many loans. We wouldn't be the country with the most student loan debts.
And we'd probably be a lot higher up in terms of world education.
Oh, absolutely.
You remember when those banks got bailed out?
We don't talk about that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's
just kind of a similar problem in a lot of ways. One of them would actually fucking help the fucking country. The other one just allowed banks to bankrupt the country again. Oh, here we are, 2018.
Here we are.
but last year held a lucrative contract from the Department of Education to pursue the loans of defaulted student borrowers. She's got money in Apollo Investment Corp, which has investments in a company that operates several private for-profit college campuses and kindercare learning centers, a massive national chain of private for-profit daycare facilities. She also has more than $1 million in a mysterious undisclosed venture related to education. During her hearing, DeVos refused to endorse an Obama-era rule that protects graduates from career training programs that stack debt against them above their ability to pay. After locking in her position as Secretary of Education, she appointed Julian Smoke Jr. to head the unit investigating fraud at for-profit colleges. Smoke was a former associate dean of for-profit DeVry University.
There you
just
go.
paid $100 million.
That's where I went.
In 2016. And just recently, DeVos herself lost a lawsuit on student loan forgiveness after being sued by 19 states for delaying a borrower protection rule.
I've worked very hard on behalf of parents and children, primarily low-income children.
So what do you think?
You're
is
a
DeVos
liar.
really an advocate who cares for children, or is she just in it to make money off of them?
She's a fucking cunt.
She cares about how much money's in those children's pockets and their parents' pockets.
And how much you can extract.
That's about it.
You know, in terms of
Doesn't give a shit about education.
global education, so out of 71 countries that take the program for international student assessment, which is a test, which every 3 years measures reading, math, and science. In math, we placed 38th out of 71, 24th in science, and we ranked 30th. Or no, excuse me. That's a different test. Never mind. So yeah, 38th in. Fuck.
We're
It's
terrible.
hard to read this one. Yeah, 38th in math, 24th in science. Out of the 70 some countries that take it.
Hey Scott, are we great yet?
No.
One day we'll be in the top 50% of countries that test out reading and math.
Surprisingly,
poor.
Singapore is at the top of all 3 categories.
Okay, that's interesting.
I was not aware of Singapore having a terrific education or somehow crushing that
Apparently
test.
they
I
do.
don't know.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
placed number 1 in science, math, and reading.
Hell yeah. Singapore OP.
Can you look up more details on their educational system, like their classroom composition? Is it different than ours?
I can.
I want to see if they do something like Sweden with like multiple teachers. Shut off.
Okay, so that's just showing the downsides to their education system, which is a very high amount of stress.
And suicide.
And suicides, yes. Which
Yeah,
stress
finish
cause.
that title. I saw you.
Oh.
I saw you edit that.
Oh, so it's a succeed at any cost kind of thing.
It's a succeed or else
pretty much, yeah.
scenario.
I mean, they have a weapon named after them, so also their jail systems are known to be not too friendly.
Yeah, having perfect scores doesn't make you like the best student, guys. Think about
Highly
it, Singapore.
scripted, uniform across all levels and subject. Teaching is coherent.
See, I feel like I would still want to maintain my sanity, and
Yeah.
like something like Sweden where you get help as opposed to get indoctrinated into being intelligent. I guess that's.
It sounds
that-
like the really strict like stereotype, essentially, or in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
Succeed or else, don't come home.
Yeah, yeah.
Poor kids. It's awful.
That is what it sounds like, though.
It's okay that your kid wants to, you know, be an art student. Doesn't matter. Chill out.
It's okay.
Yeah, like
That can be.
that doesn't mean your kid is bad. It's just if everyone's acing these tests anyway, like they're gonna just find a different metric to judge your kid differently. So, fuck it. Do whatever sounds great. Figure that shit out.
Oh my.
Figure out what your passion is, kid. Don't worry about acing tests.
Yeah, like
Oh, you're
even
getting wrecked, dude. Maybe your passion is fighting as a dinosaur on this somewhat populated beach. That's those running buses. They're just chilling.
no chill for you.
So is it kind of like a fight as far as like these monsters have similar health to you, like battle?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely got a balancing element to it.
Is it kind of made for multiplayer? Is that what that is?
Absolutely.
It might not.
No, it's unequivocally made for multiplayer.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's made for local, so unfortunately,
Yeah,
I
no,
gained access to this game after not having you guys local. So
Yeah, understandable.
oh, die, damn it! Thank you.
You guys gonna wreck you.
All right.
Oh. So is your name Charmeleon?
Tojira.
That's close. Close. What? There's a story?
A wordless story, yes.
Okay.
And it's very loosely woven. Like,
Learning a lot.
this game was so much fun. I'm having nostalgia trips. I was thinking about doing like a kickback day or something if I was to ever like do it, just like get the feeling to go streaming on a not like if I didn't have homework one weekend or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Shit, it says we're streaming Spider-Man now.
I might switch to that after I beat this adventure.
Okay.
It'll be fine. It doesn't say it on YouTube.
True that. True that.
I think we have yet to have someone view us on YouTube, though. Of course, I don't know that I have any kind of demographics going for us, or any algorithmic considerations.
Well, I potentially just made a video for us to post, so
right.
I don't know, or we can look at something else.
No, absolutely. I think we should, but I think we should do more commentary over it. I will probably after this. I'll probably pivot to the Beto video. I could probably beat this here in the next 20 minutes, and then I'll switch to Spider-Man. But I'm definitely needing a video game day.
Oh yeah.
Long day. And if this guy doesn't quit guarding, I'm just swear.
It's a Geo dude. Geo bro.
Oh, come
you're
on.
gonna die. There's
Yeah,
no
probably.
way you're gonna survive.
Yeah, probably once at least.
Stun locked. Stun locked. Guard. Uh-oh. Get
I
ready.
forget how to do the throws.
Throws
Interesting
probably
relearning
OP.
games.
You just got shot in the back. That's where Assassin's Creed got that jump. It's from this game, right here.
Yeah, right. It's definitely, there we go.
This was the inspiration for Assassin's Creed, I'm sure. Just gotta climb buildings and jump real cool. Look, parkour.
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 Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting fucking frustrated.
Getting wrecked.
No lives left. This is it. It's the final countdown.
And 2, this is a single joystick game.
Interesting.
It's actually a D-pad game.
Kind of gross.
Yeah. Yeah, D-pad?
Yep, it's a D-pad game.
Ass. Oof.
You can use the left analog stick, it's just nasty.
Oof.
So this was a PS1 or PS2 game?
PS2 game.
Togura.
And it's all played like films. Like here's the movie poster.
Yeah. Now you've got alien plotline, but it kind of feels like a whole bunch of movie pitches and then a game happened at the end.
Yeah, it kind of
in an awesome way. Like, I don't know.
That's kind of the premise at the beginning too. Like King Kong is invading New York and you have to like fight him in this very small little tutorial island area. It's great.
Yeah. It's kind of like a fan fiction guilty pleasure thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Weird.
Like I keep using the analog stick and it keeps screwing me.
Yeah, don't use it, I guess, but
Oh my
also
god.
don't die. Don't get stun locked.
Fuck off. No.
Good dodge. OP, OP. Uh-oh. Turret.
Screw that turret.
Kazaa. You're getting wrecked. All that health just wasted.
Oh, snap. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Damn, dude. Oof. These guys are good.
Well, it's always because you're double teams.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not fighting each other. It's like 3v1.
Yeah.
Wrecked.
Just fuck right off.
Damn. Calm down, sweaty. Nice. Oof. What the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That was kind of dickish.
That was mean.
Oh, you're not getting up there? I said no.
Kersplat. Oh no.
It's not gonna take me 20 minutes like I thought. All right.
Hey. Beer sounds good. Not a beer.
Yeah. Beer sounds good
Coffee.
after the day I've had.
Stick with coffee, I think, for tonight. But what did I have at a Warsteiner Dunkel? All the German beers are currently everywhere now.
Oh, nice. Those are good for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, once a
Destroyer
year.
of worlds.
Around September.
Yeah. This is like the most trolly boss battle too, by the way.
This one?
Yeah. Absolutely. Like the ending boss battle is so obnoxious. I'm not even gonna fight him.
Is this it?
Yeah. Like, but he has multiple forms.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is like the stage boss battle. This is like the shittiest part of the whole game. I don't even wanna.
Okay.
But you're gonna.
I'm gonna. But I don't wanna.
Better.
That pillar's sure doing a lot for now. That pillar's gone. I feel like you need to... Oh, there you go. Throw some shit at.
See, and now I'm boned.
I feel like you did good there for a second.
Oh, okay. I did it. That's right. Ooh, come on.
Hey. Boom.
That did something. Give me another car. Give me another car. All right. All right. All right. Plan out my next hit. Don't have another thing to throw. That sucks.
Need 2 things to throw. That's bullshit.
Well, to get the most out of it.
Yeah. Which would make sense.
But now I just need something to survive with. Oh shit.
And you're dead. Firing my laser.
I'm a firing my laser. Oh, come on. Shit.
Whoa.
There we go.
Hey. Uh-oh. What? It's just as big as the thing it crawled out of.
But more slender.
I guess.
Crap. Oh, crap.
Yeah, you want to keep that, I think.
No, this is an unblockable attack.
Oh. Bullshit. A bullshit attack.
Yeah.
Can't block it, then you need to dodge.
There is no dodge.
Dodge.
Literally. Like, I can get as far away from him as ever. It's just, it's a homing, unblockable attack.
Yeah, that's a real good game design, guys. 10 out of 10 game design.
Their boss battles in this game are terrible. When you're doing the monster v monster, it's wonderful. It's like the free-for-all shit is just fantastic. I spent so many hours just like free roaming with friends and shit, like throughout the maps and having a great time with everything but this.
Smaller than you now, finally? Oh, no, still pretty much bigger than you.
It's about twice my size.
It's
No,
like,
not about twice. It's
what are those, like, Russian egg things? Are those Russian?
Russian nesting doll?
Matryoshka dolls?
Yeah.
I think they're called babushka, aren't they?
They're Matryoshka.
Oh, well, you...
I trust Scott.
I trust
suddenly.
Scott. No, I'll defer.
You sounded confident
I don't
there.
give a shit.
Your word sounded like a real
half
word.
of our population were made up of people from Belarus and Russia.
Interesting.
So...
Alright.
This is also me not fighting this motherfucker.
This is great.
This is the most effective way of doing this.
Wow.
He's so damage dense, and if he catches you, his combo is like, I think 7 or 8 hits.
That's bullshit.
Plus, his ranged attack is incredible too. Like, this is such a poorly designed boss battle. Because it's not like fun difficult. It's just difficult to be difficult.
Yeah, if this is the best way to beat it, fuck you guys.
Well, seriously, this is like the most fun because it's the least frustrating.
Yeah.
And who's the game developer on this?
I don't have the box, so I don't remember. I think this was Pandemic.
Okay, well they're dead now, so.
Well, they're dead now.
Wow. Maybe. Do you know that? I'm looking.
Look, one of my favorite game studios just died, so I feel a little jaded.
Telltale?
Yes.
They died hard.
They did. Well, and I'm still up in the air because I bought the final season of The Walking Dead, and it may have just ended with episode 2 that I played the other night.
I think they said they were gonna finish up what they had pending and cancel the final season, right?
Well, the final season, they've already released the first 2 episodes.
Oh, episodes of the final season. I'm sorry. No, you're probably
Like
screwed.
they've officially canceled the Stranger Things one. They've canceled the Wolf Among Us 2, Game of Thrones season 2, but this one, like, they just released a second episode and now they're gone, and it's all up in the air as to whether or not they're even going to be able to finish it. They've got 25 people left in the studio, and that's it. And they're looking for funding to try to finish the game. But the thing is, they don't have enough funding to pay the severance pay for their workers. So if they get funding, they should pay the severance pay. But then who's going to pay them to pay their employees, you know?
Yeah, right. I still
so
feel
they're
like...
kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. And I don't know if you guys have ever played a Telltale game, but
I know of it. I know what you're talking about.
The video game industry will remember this.
What?
That's the whole thing. When you make choices, you see, you know, this person will remember that. You know,
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
This will be remembered.
I gotcha. Pandemic Studios was bought by Electronic Arts, though.
And then killed.
They did.
You should look at the game and make sure that's true, though.
Destroy All Humans. I've heard good things about.
Oh,
and
I
they
just
also helped out with
one.
something called Star Wars Battlefront. I don't know if you've heard of it.
The Destroy All Humans is hype as fuck. I'm gonna.
Yeah, Pandemic ceased operations in 2009.
Yeah. They helped out with Star Wars Battlefront.
Their last game was The Saboteur. I did not know that.
Oh, that was a great game too.
It was a really cool game.
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Lord of the Rings Conquest. I feel like I know people that played that one. Anyway, I'm out of there. Back on the thing.
Was that the RTS? I played a lot of the RTS.
I didn't.
No, that was Battle for Middle Earth.
That probably did.
That was Battle for Middle Earth. I had a lot of fun with that game.
Yeah, I think yeah. I don't know. I know some people.
All right.
Get hell into that shit.
Took second place in a game tournament for that game.
There's a tournament for that?
There was. That was back when dog tags was still around, so...
Oh, yeah.
12 years ago?
Damn. It's a long time ago. Holy shit. Dog tags was 12 years ago?
Yeah, they went out of business when I went to college in Chicago, which would have been sometime in 2007 or 2008 they went out of business.
We need more local gaming, just competitive areas to play, to like hang out in more cities. Except nobody.
Well, there's
money.
always Gauntlet. Shout out to Gauntlet Games.
Yeah, the place is cool. I don't know if it's quite the same gaming though.
That's all tabletop and card games, but yeah, I haven't been to a gaming cafe in long fucking time.
Yeah, me neither, actually.
Let's open one.
That's been something I've wanted to do for a long time. I just don't have the money for it. But if we could get funding, I would be more than happy to open up a gaming cafe.
Yeah. Let me call my uncle Moneybags. Yeah.
Uncle
I know some
Scrooge.
people.
You just call Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
Defies physics by jumping into coins as a amorphous liquid.
What?
Hey, that's the best way to jump into coins.
All right, let's make a little pivot here. We're gonna pivot over to one of my favorite candidates of the 2018. This was a rally I went to here of Beto O'Rourke, who's facing Beta O'Cruz in the upcoming November elections. And Cruz
the most beta of beta males.
Cruz had some interesting things to say at the hearing today, so we might talk about him next week. Also, not related to Beto in any way, shape, or form. Just I'm back on the Kavanaugh thing for a moment. Lindsey Graham had a literal freak out, like yelling, like red faced.
I heard about that.
I watched it live.
I need to
and
find that clip.
No, it was great. All right. But back to Beto here. Let's hear him talk about policy, which is something you don't hear a lot from Republicans.
When everything that we care about is on the line, certainly for those kids that Cinto's looking out for in those classrooms, those kids who, when they start kindergarten this week, need to know that teacher is solely focused on them and their education.
Ooh, I need to add more volume. Yeah.
Want to make sure that
that's max on everything.
Damn.
A second or third job because we aren't paying her enough to make ends meet. Want to make sure that teacher can focus on those kids, teaching to them and not to a high stakes, high pressure standardized test that might be good for the corporations and the big business that sponsors and writes them, but in no way adequately measures the progress of that student who's taken that test or the ability of that teacher who administers it. I want to make sure that for every retired teacher in the state of Texas who's gone without a cost of living adjustment in their retirement for 13 years, who just saw their cost of health care double in this last year, that they know that we too are grateful for their service and will put our money where our mouth is by making sure that they can live a life of dignity and are treated with the respect that they are owed. That's why Texas will lead on universal, guaranteed, high-quality health care for every child, for every woman, for every man, in every single community in this country. Why are we still locking people up?
How cool would it be if Texas was leading the way in healthcare, affordable healthcare?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
That'd be pretty awesome. Well, and Texas is posed to make a change, so let's hope it goes through.
It's a highly contested race, and if anybody out there is not paying attention to this race, you should be. It's interesting, to say the least. Oh, you're not going to give me control?
Yeah.
Oh, that was not the end of the clip. Oh, VLC, you bastard. Oh, you dirty bastard. Did anybody else see it pop back up for a second? Oh, no. Oh, that's just rude.
Having some issues, are you?
Oh, man. Yes, I am. VLC just crashed in the middle of my video.
Wow.
When everything that we care about is on the line, certainly for those kids. That Cinto's looking out for in those classrooms, those kids who, when they start kindergarten in this last year, that they know that we too, child, for every woman, for every man, in every single community in this country. Why are we still locking people up for possession of marijuana in a country where 29 states have already decided to make it legal. A prison population produced in part by a school-to-prison pipeline that begins as early as kindergarten, where an African-American child stands 4 to 5 times the rate of suspension or expulsion for the same infraction in front of the same teacher as a white child in that same classroom.
That's right.
We need to make sure
That's right.
that we help our teachers with the training, with the investment, with the education to understand the students in front of them. Better yet, we need to make sure that the teachers look like the students in front of them. And one of the ways that we're going to make it happen, in a country that has $1.4 trillion in outstanding student loan debt, that's more than all of the credit card debt rolled up, combined, and added up. What if we said we were going to make sure that higher education is within reach of every young person in this country?
Then I would move to Texas.
Yeah, right?
That sounds like a good place to go, if that were the case.
In-demand professions in underrepresented communities have their education paid for or their debt wiped clean so they can come back and teach in these classrooms, serve in a VA, provide those skills, that training, that vitality, that life that's missing from so many communities around this country. Fort Stockton, Pecos, Texas showed us that when we invest in one another, it's an investment that will pay dividends over the lifetime of that young man, that doctor, over the lifetime of their kids, over the lifetime of that town. What if we said that we, the people of Texas, value education, public education beginning in pre-K, higher education so that everyone can rise to their full potential in their lives? Those same scientists.
I'm so getting a tripod. Horrible for stability purposes. Luckily I had a good audio of it. See here he's talking about the long-term investment of our youth, and it's really telling how little Republicans look at long-term investments, long-term goals, long-term anything. Very short-sighted, in my opinion. That party is.
It's been pretty telling for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you get somebody like Trump out of the Republican Party. I mean, which kind of makes.
Well, and see, like it's as simple. It's as simple as the fact that anytime you want to talk about employment, people on the left want to talk about the spectrum of employment rates and things like that, and what those employment rates mean. Whereas for a Republican, it's employment's the lowest it's ever been. And the minute that Trump's out of office and a Democrat's in, unemployment will skyrocket in their heads, whether it does or doesn't.
But here's the thing with unemployment. I mean, you know, back in the 1800s, the slaves were employed, but their quality of life was terrible.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, unemployment was low.
They really don't want to have a conversation about underemployment and people that work 40 hours a week and still, you know, can't eat.
Underemployment isn't a word I think they know.
Yeah. How many people in this country are underemployed? Working really hard, but not even getting close to a fair shake. A lot more than you'd like to fucking admit.
Stuck at jobs because of their insurance.
Yeah. Can't change jobs because they're pregnant and need to fucking, like, have a baby with insurance and don't know where they're going to go without, you know. You can't lapse on that and just like, well...
You know, there's
really ties people down.
There's something else. There's something else to be considered too. It's at least 2/3 of this podcast are overworked and underpaid. I would say for sure. We actually mentioned this. If for anybody who's following our podcast here, we talked briefly about TYT's. Reporter Nomiki Konst. Do you guys remember us discussing Nomiki Konst?
I remember her. Not super well off the top of my head, but I feel like it's all going to come back to me in a second.
She was an investigative reporter for TYT. She's also a DNC chairwoman. And she has quite a few really good clips of her being really aggressive and challenging of the DNC and things of that nature. She
probably why I know her.
She recently announced her candidacy for New York's public advocate, and that's pretty exciting. But during the interview that she was giving, of course, I don't live in New York, but I have family that lives in New York. It was asked of her what the average 1-bedroom apartment costs for people, and this was a subsequent question based on how she said that there was she was advocating for a $30 minimum wage, which just sounds outrageous to most people, right?
I mean, in New York, I can understand that, though.
That's
the
what
cost of living
that's
is
what I'm saying.
insane in New York.
Can I get some? I'm gonna look it up here and see if Google gives me.
In New York, $30 might be reasonable. It sounds crazy to me because I've never lived anywhere like New York, but
no, me neither.
I lived in Chicago and it was pretty expensive to live there, but I did make more than what I made back here doing the same job. So I mean,
you would hope it translates pretty equally everywhere you go. That's the
hope, but that doesn't happen.
Wow,
because there were still minimum wage jobs there. Sure.
This figure is being Whoa! Holy crap! This figure is being backed up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm done reading. The first 6, 9, all back this up. Can I get some guesses on? Do you guys want to? Let's see here. A studio apartment. Does everybody know what a studio apartment is? For anybody who doesn't, a studio apartment is like an apartment with no segregated rooms. Everything
or just a bathroom. Sometimes.
Yeah, your kitchen is your bedroom, is your living room, is everything.
It's all one communal space essentially.
Now I'm gonna because I don't know where and this is not gonna be universal. There's obviously gonna be rent control properties and things like that. But I think something like 3/4 I remember the figure. 1 in 8 people in New York is on assisted housing. Government
probably
housing.
Have to be or something.
Oh, sure. But I want you guys to guess how much monthly a 1-bedroom or a studio apartment costs on average in New York City.
$4,500.
Wow. Okay. What do you think there, Dalton?
That seemed a bit high to me. I'm gonna guess like $2,600 a month.
It's 27.
Oh.
It's
almost on the nose there.
It's
I lived in New York
closest without going over.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, the price is right. I'm a king. $2,700 a month to live in a studio apartment in New York.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Can you imagine what a 3-bedroom costs?
No.
I need to be making like quadruple what I'm making right now. Probably 5 times.
I mean, let's add
to be comfortably like living at that standard, I think.
I mean, let's just add a little perspective to that. That's $32,400 a year. That's more than I've ever made in a year.
I've made more than that 1 year of my life.
I've worked as a manager and not made that.
That was
no.
Yeah, that was the highest point of my management when I was over there, but that also killed my soul when I was out. So not worth. Ooh.
Anyone care to guess what the New York minimum wage is?
$9.25.
Dalton?
New York minimum wage, $13.50.
$9.70.
$9.70 still?
$9.70.
What the fuck? I feel like I looked that up when I was in like high school, like forever ago. It probably was the same number.
Get this article. No, get this.
It's so bad.
According
$9.70.
to Dalton, check this out. According to Article 19 of New York State labor law, the wage will increase every year, though. I don't know at what rate, until it reaches 15.
But by that point, the cost of living is going to go up again.
15 is already like disgustingly not even close for New York.
It's not. It's disgustingly not.
15
close
is disgustingly
for
close. Yeah, disgustingly not close for anywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, 15 is getting somewhere here, but yeah, it's still not enough.
Yeah,
I might be able to pay all my bills on $15 an hour.
I might be able to
maybe.
If it had always been 15, I might be kind of solid in actually doing what, you know, was promised to me when I was a kid.
I might be able to start saving up for a house.
Yeah.
I would have liked when I was a small
15.
business. I was a small business owner for 5 years, and in the land of the prosperity of opportunity that supposedly prizes the small business owners. If I was able to quit one of the 4 jobs that I had during some of that time, I might have been able to put some of my effort towards my business.
Man, it's almost like
you got to eat, right?
It's almost like the deck stacked against you.
And I didn't even have a problem with net neutrality.
I'm sure Jeff Bezos has the same problems that you do with his business. It's all the same.
I wonder how many. Pull
yourself up by your bootstraps.
Oh, sure. Well, I was only given.
Jeff Bezos did.
I was only given a small loan of $1 million from my father.
Yeah, right.
So I was
$10 million, $20 million.
Frankly, the reason why I was able to even go out and try was because I received a small loan from my parents, and if I hadn't had that, I wouldn't have even been able to go out and try. So I literally couldn't have done it on my own steam. The silver spoon has to be there.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Derail. So let's finish this topic.
It'd be nice if the world had other options for.
Let's finish up our Beto video here. We're gonna do probably more in-depth analysis of Beto, I hope. Coming up soon, but let's do this. Let's take a short break. We'll come back, do some Spider-Man, and I think Scott might have a topic for us.
I just have a clip I want to have played.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break after this Beto clip here.
Just tell us that man-made climate change, if not arrested, if we do not change course right now, it will undermine our ability to grow our own food, to grow our own fiber, not just for Texas and the country, but for so much of the world.
Hippie liberal.
Right.
I do not want the people of the future to look back on the people of 2018 and wonder to themselves, who were those pendejos?
You're right. Yeah. Woo!
We, ladies and gentlemen, cannot be those pendejos. We've got to be the match.
A goddamn Mexican
We've got
liberal.
to be up to the smallness and the paranoia. The Mexicans are rapists and criminals. The asylum seekers are animals, are an
You know more than Mexicans speak Spanish.
We've got to be up to this challenge to the rule of law. One man, though he sits in the highest office of the land, is no higher than the law that applies to every single one of us. And last but not least, and all of you are a part of this, we've got to get unaccountable corporate money out of our politics. No special interests, no corporations, and the way that we are running this campaign.
I found a lot of good friends there.
I would imagine it's gotta be fun.
Texans, treating them as human beings, having open-ended, unguarded, sometimes downright uncomfortable conversations with that Republican mother-in-law of ours about the things that we care about and the fact that this is the most important election of our lifetimes. The fact that we have not allowed a single dime of political action committee money into this campaign.
Yeah.
Some pretty hype stuff happening down there in Texas, guys.
Oh, it's getting fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real nail-biter in November. I just... It's hard to disengage Republicans. Unfortunately, it's much easier to disengage leftists. I think, though, progressives fit the master narrative of an underdog, and that almost becomes a rallying call. But we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with a clip from our dear friend Scott.
Uh-huh.
Stick with us. and welcome back to Distraction and Discussion. We are your host, Alex, Scott, and Dalton. We are going to start off our return with a fun clip. You want to preface this, Scott, for us?
Yeah, so Trump spoke at the UN and got not really a surprising reaction. But yeah, and there was a tweet he had, and I do want to show that tweet before we show the clip. If I can.
Now, was the tweet done before or after the speech?
The tweet was from 2014, actually.
Oh, so significantly before.
All right, went a different direction than I thought we were.
I did too. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
See if I can bring that up here. And hopefully this isn't super cut off, and I have to remember how to share my screen here. Yeah, okay. Why is that all?
Why is that
redacted?
Oh,
it's
no.
because of the green screen.
What?
I always forget that it does that.
Really?
There we go.
Wow, it looked.
Oh, the highlight.
It looked redacted.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It did look redacted.
We need a president who isn't a laughingstock to the entire world. Oh, yeah, he posted that back in 2014. Go ahead and we can roll the clip and discuss that a little bit.
Good intro.
I'm so baffled by this shit.
It's so easy.
Before you play it,
such an idiot.
Did you see Nikki Haley's rebuttal to this at all, Scott?
No.
Dalton, can you look that up for me?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Maybe write in the chat how to spell that name. I'm gonna try and figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I think I got it. Don't worry. I think I just guessed it right. Don't even sweat, bro. No, I already got it.
It was too late. It was too late. She went on Fox and Friends and defended this as if she saw it from a completely different perspective, and I want to play that juxtaposed to what you're gonna do here, Scott, because she saw the same thing. She was actually in the room and is playing it off in such a different way.
Well, also, did you know that Fox News, when they played the clip of him speaking at the UN, they just cut that part out?
No.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. All the people who watch Fox News are not aware that he was.
I did not know that, guys.
It's not state-run propaganda or anything. I mean,
those snowflakes can't handle it at Fox News, but they apparently are real good at spotting us snowflakes somehow.
It's not state-run. It's state-advised.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I'm finding some old Nikki Haley stuff. I'm not quite sure I'm finding what you're looking for, but maybe. We're getting places. We're doing stuff. This is all going great.
Scott, you let me know, and I'll deactivate the chroma key filter.
Oh, I can't play with audio from my end.
No. Send it to me.
Yes, I will find it.
As well, the same for you, Dalton. Until we get larger, outrageously stupid rigs for each of us, we're gonna be playing from my system. And I think I'm gonna need a better system. Oh, my computer is like, what are you asking me to do? I hate everything. It's probably like 800 degrees right now. It's actually like alarmingly warm to the touch.
It'll be fine. It'll be okay.
It's just melting before my very eyes.
So this is going to start at 36 seconds, and I'll send you a link that starts at 36 seconds as well.
Oh, if you would.
And that will be that right there.
Oh, come on. Let me go to the link. Thank you. Computer that's currently on fire. Very concerned about spontaneous combustion at this point. I want to say it was an interview at Fox and Friends, Dalton. Okay. Go ahead and play this first one here. Everybody ready on stream? I'm going to take that as a resounding no.
I nodded.
Oh, okay. I wasn't visually looking for a nod. It was more audible. All right, here we go.
Well, just watch.
In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, the president later told reporters.
Didn't expect that reaction, huh?
Yeah, because our foreign policy isn't just on fire right now.
I wonder why the world would be laughing, though. Any wild guesses? I couldn't possibly imagine.
Well, the fact that we're not in the Paris Climate Accord and all of our new trade deals that are so great, and the fact that we're spending more on war than the next 26 countries combined. And I mean, aside from that,
you make a compelling argument.
Maybe we should just start welcoming our Chinese overlords. They're at least taking over the world peacefully.
Oh. Even though they actually have state media and everything like that. Oh, I wish I knew where the snippet of this was.
Make sure you get out and register to vote, guys. And it's not enough just to register. Please go out and vote this November. I'm begging you.
Control and domination. We cannot allow
Hello?
a regime that chants death.
Sorry. I'm trying to find the Nikki Haley clip here, guys.
Thought I was hearing things.
To America.
Stop it, Trump. Just shut up.
I don't think the stream can hear it, so for anybody watching this, it's I'm trying to find a clip here that's interspersed with the Trumpisms, and it's bad.
It's coming through on our end.
It's a bad time, okay? Is that the 11-minute clip? Yeah, Scott or Dalton, could you find the segment where she actually says the thing that's in that thumbnail? Because that's an 11-minute clip. This is wonderful broadcasting, by the way. This is everybody pays to see. Hashtag go live. I actually did appreciate how much Google was pushing voter registration the other day.
Facebook's been pushing it pretty hard as well.
Oh, well, then it's a liberal conspiracy. That clearly couldn't have any good intent. I think you're muted, Dalton.
Shit. Hi. Here you go. Hi.
I don't know how long.
The very beginning of that
thing. It's been a minute.
Neither do I. That sucks. I'm muted. Did you know how much they're fucking clipping him at the beginning of that 11-minute clip that yeah, I know you wanted me to do it, but like right at the beginning there, just pull it up.
Do I need to just play
They have like we'll just stop at like 30 seconds in.
Okay. Give me just
They clip him like every 4 seconds so you get no laughter.
Give me just a moment. That's interesting. I found that same clip and I really wanted to just get Nikki Haley's commentary. Oh, excuse me. Nope, this is the wrong.
They just like rapid fire. These are the highlights. You don't need.
You're muted again.
Spamming. I shouldn't be muted. What? How am I muted?
It cut
you like
for a second.
Cut out.
What's going on? Is everything broken? Hello?
No, you're good.
Hello.
Oh shit, hold on.
Is it okay?
No, now the cameras are back. Everything's good.
Everything just broke. Fuck.
All at once. We had a dual failure. All right, let me pull
But,
up
like,
that clip here, guys. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just hyper aware because I was putting together that Beto clip. But like,
No,
they have the tiniest
be
little
aware.
snippets for him. Fox News never does that. They're always let him ramble for fucking ever and say like 1,000 more things than he ever should. But the UN were shutting him down more than like American politicians. They have to clip him so short.
Let me set this up real quickly and hop right into this. I love playing Fox News on my channel. Feel good. I feel right, Brian. All right, let's check this out.
I guess they put a little bit of laughter there.
And cooperation over global governance, control, and domination. We cannot allow a regime that chants death to America to possess the means to deliver a nuclear warhead. China's market distortions and the way they deal cannot be tolerated. My administration has accomplished
It's every
more
sentence.
than
Right?
almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Oh, they did play that.
They lowered the volume of the audience a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, let's bring in Nikki Haley. She was the governor of the great state of New York, and then the president appointed her as
South Carolina.
South Carolina. That's it.
Yeah, what they posted on Twitter, they clipped out all of the audio. Here they clipped out a bunch of other stuff and probably left the audio in because there was criticism of it, but lowered it a lot.
That's
you can
interesting.
tell.
I hadn't heard that allegation.
Yeah.
Don't you love it how Kilmeade is wearing a matching tie to his co-host? I know that's really inane of me to point out, and I don't mean anything by it. Like that's not
Interesting.
That's not slanderous. It just really stuck at like her dress color really stood out to me, and I was like, and then I saw that pink stripe in his tie. I like the tie, but it's funny that they match. Anyways, I mean, I literally mean nothing by that. That wasn't slanderous. I want to see what Nikki Haley has to say here.
I don't know. I didn't actually listen much more than this.
Yeah.
I've lived in 2 states, and I love them both equally. But anyway, congratulations.
Oh, why you
on
gotta
your
defend
success
that?
as the
That's funny.
ambassador. We love you so much.
It's okay.
And I know you were in the room when the laugh
both
happened.
American
Sometimes
states.
the media can portray it as one thing.
Yeah,
and
this
it's
is
not
it.
that
This
at
is it.
all.
Check this out,
What
guys.
was it like, and why that reaction?
The media's got this so wrong. I deal with these leaders every single day. I know exactly how they think. Do they love America? No. Do they respect?
Keep that in mind.
Our leaders don't love America, she says.
No. She says, do world leaders love America? No. Let me play that back. But just keep that in mind, because she's gonna totally contradict herself at the end.
They used to.
These leaders every single day. I know exactly how they think. Do they love America? No. Do they respect America? Now they do. When he said that, they love how honest he is, and it's not diplomatic, and they find it funny. I mean, when he goes,
you getting dizzy from all that spinning?
It's not.
Wow,
dude, the rotation hasn't even come all the way around yet, man. You are.
They just
if you're
love
getting dizzy, if you're getting dizzy now, you need to get off the coaster. This is the warm-up round, Scott. Come on.
They just love Donald Trump's emotional intelligence so much that they can't help but chuckle. What? Like what?
Yeah, I'm gonna play that.
That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works.
No, it's not. Fuck.
I'm gonna play this back a little bit for punctuation.
Yeah.
No. Do they respect America? Now they do. When he said that, they love how honest he is, and it's not diplomatic, and they find it funny. I mean, when he goes and he is very truthful, they kind of are taken back by it. And
they're not used to it.
They're not used to it. But let me tell you, all day yesterday, they were falling over themselves to get a picture with him, to talk about how great his speech was, how strong it was. Whether he said good things about them or not, they love that he's honest with them.
And what a word salad that didn't amount to anything.
They laughed because of how honest he is and how much how much they respect him is why they laughed. You know when MLK went up and said, "I have a dream." I respect you so much. I respect you so much. That was hilarious. Nobody did that.
Can you name one thing that you've laughed at because how honest it was? Like,
or
what
how
does
much
that even mean?
Or how much I respected it?
Yeah, I just respect it so much.
I respect it so much.
What?
I just fell over laughing.
No. In fact, it's much more likely the opposite. In fact, that we say you're so honest. You know, like you don't get the sarcasm, Fox News, but you're reporting it anyway.
No, I mean, it's the level of cognitive dissonance present in her brain is, it's palpable.
I mean, do you honestly think that she believes what she's saying, or she's just saying it because that's what she's told to say?
I think that's the time-old question of people like Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, Donald Trump, Nikki Haley, Kellyanne Conway, Tucker Carlson. These people that just Alex Jones. How could I not mention him? Like
Rush Limbaugh.
Yes.
They're just saying shit to mislead you.
God, he is such a anger baiter. It's so
anger baiter, yeah.
He's just so he knows how to stir the soup. You know. Anyways, but that's a time mode question is like, does Joel Osteen believe his bullshit? Does Ken Ham believe his bullshit? He built an ark that can't float due to physics. How does that not immediately stick in your head? You built an ark that a man who supposedly by your stories built it himself. You had to call in cranes and all the technology of modern man in to help you, and then tax cuts from the nation around you. And then still you almost bankrupt it. You undercut everything. The back end of it is a warehouse. Like there's like, do you believe anything that you do?
It's an amusement park. It's a god amusement park.
You know, that's where I think Beto lost the
disgusting.
debate to Ted Cruz, was when they asked the final question, say something nice about your opponent, and Ted Cruz got to say, everything that Beto believes in is evil and wrong, but he believes it. He's fighting for it, and I respect his honesty for things that are evil and awful and going to ruin this country. But he believes it.
But if you actually respected what Beto was saying, they wouldn't all be evil and wrong, you fucking idiot. You can't respect something and call it that at the same time.
Now, that evil and wrong were both paraphrased words.
Well, yeah.
I will have that clip if we decide to do more Beto stuff next week, which I think I will push for.
Sure, I'm being
but he definitely smarmed hard. He did so. Ted Cruz did outstandingly well at the debate of lying and just being the slippery little bastard that he is. He did. It was Ted Cruz, go away.
Yeah, Ted Cruz needs to leave politics forever. That'd be great.
Go work for the White House. We know you're gonna get a job there after you suck some Trump dick.
Go find a new swamp, Shrek. Go on.
But Beto needs to be. I think Beto should have been a little bit more aggressive in the debate, personally. Because he allowed Ted Cruz to really do things like that, like say that I respect Beto for his honesty and how honest he is about being the worst possible person for the state of Texas. How honestly he believes wrong things. How honestly wrong he is. It's just it was so. It was so bad. I hated every moment of that. And the framing that they do for debates is always just like, I understand why they do it, and you want to see the reaction of the person who's not talking, but they frame it where it's off to the side where you get the speaker in focus, and then you get a back shot of the opponent, so you get to see as Beto is proclaiming things and really hitting his stride and things like that. You get to see Cruz in the background going,
"Oh yeah, that's like bad taste when you're on the news, but when you're on a debate, apparently you just get away with anything. It doesn't matter."
I mean, here's the fact of the matter is, like, I actually think that framing them in the same shot is what bothers me. I think if they did the split screen like they do for presidential debates, it wouldn't have bothered me as much. That's just maybe a conjecture thing, but
maybe that's just higher production value they don't do for.
I don't know, because they that shot that they did, including both debaters, was an elegant shot. I think it was I think it was very well produced. I think it was very intentional. I just didn't like it. Not for any like technical reason. I just didn't like it.
I remember back when like Hillary and Trump, there was a shot of like Trump like stalking over the top of Hillary, which is like trying to talk to the crowd, and he's kind of just standing there. But if you're at the right angle, and obviously Trump does look just like menacing all the time, kind of, but they really made him look like he was just towering like over her, like trying to. And I was like, geez, what is going on with this dynamic? Like, it definitely maybe said more than what was actually happening there. I don't know. Sometimes that's crazy.
A total side note for the last 3 minutes of our podcast here. Did you guys hear that Hillary Clinton is now going to be campaigning for Andrew Gillum?
For 2020 president? Is that what that means?
No, for his 2018 governor run.
Oh, I don't know Andrew Gillum.
He's the progressive for Medicare for all in Florida that I mentioned maybe last week or the week before.
Okay.
He's compared to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez more often than not. He's the one that was seen with Cory Booker, in that in that ad that they ran, or that Facebook video that they ran. Excuse me, I misspoke. He campaigned on Medicare for All and then erased it from his website, and has had tweets saying that affordable access is what we should have to healthcare. Hillary Clinton is now going to be campaigning for him. He supported Hillary Clinton in the primaries, not the general. The primaries.
Well, both, probably.
Oh, of course, both. But it's important to note that while Bernie was still on the table, he supported Hillary.
Yeah.
And he recently tweeted that an anti-dictator treatise and cited Assad, and is totally being a war hawk about Syria.
Wow. That's like one of the biggest reasons I didn't. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, the minute he wins his primary, he is shown to be the shill that he is. I'm really not. His integrity is so in question to me. I would be looking for an independent. I'm looking for someone else to support in the Florida gubernatorial race, because any blue just won't do, guys. It's
no.
Any blue just won't do. And that's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was seen with Nina Turner, like arm in arm with Nina Turner, like 12 hours before, saying that any blue won't do. She did this video like 12 hours before she endorsed Andrew Cuomo, without any sort of concession by Cuomo. Just gave it away. Just gave it away without anything. And Cuomo is cited so many times as saying that the progressive wave is nothing and not even a ripple. That her win, that he is quoted as specifically as talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as saying that her win is a fluke.
Oof. Fuck that guy. All right.
And she just endorsed him.
Them's fighting words right there.
This is something that happened a month ago, and she endorsed him at the drop of a hat. Just, oh, no, whatever. Yeah. I need nothing from you. I expect nothing from you, but I am expected as a progressive to come all the way to the Democrats' table?
Yeah. You mean to come to the side that cheated Bernie Sanders' table after you called AOC a fluke? Fuck you. How about that?
Yeah, but she did. And a lot of people that I like to listen to on progressive media have been railing Jimmy Dore for citing that this progressive takeover of the Democratic Party is not happening.
No, it's really not. We can't pretend it is.
And he's been railed for saying this. And I'm with you, Dalton. I agree. This progressive wave, this blue wave that's coming in 2018 that or is projected to come in November rather. Even if the blue wave is factual and does come down, it's not a progressive wave. It's just an any blue will do kind of ordeal.
It's a neoliberal wave.
I don't know. What do you think, Scott? Before we wrap up here in the next few minutes, what are you thinking on this, man?
I think it's terrible if we're just voting people based on party lines.
And that's her sentiment was something, and I'm going to try to get as close to the quote as possible. She said, I look forward to supporting every Democrat, including the governor in his race in November. And that wasn't an exact quote, but she basically did the any she said the words any Democrat or every Democrat, something to those lines. And that's not acceptable.
I think the biggest issue is, and this comes down to the polarization of our country yet again, is it's all so much down to party lines anymore. And I fucking hate that about our politics.
Especially when the three of us don't fit into either party.
Yeah, who are you going to vote for? The neoliberal or the Republican? Where have you seen that before? Oh, wait, 2016. We just fucking did that. Why didn't we... What?
Say it but you got to say it in more understandable terms, guys. It's, do you vote for the Republican or the Republican light?
Yeah. Do you want Republican or a Republican that's kind of cool with gays, but that's still essentially a Republican? Woohoo, what a vote.
I feel like most people are going to gravitate towards someone who feels more honest to them, and Republican light feels like someone who's a Republican in everything but name, so someone who's basically dishonest. Not
Right
to say
now.
that anything... anyways, really dig myself into a hole there, but the... Who is going to choose someone who is like that? No one. I mean, literally the two most unelectable candidates going face to face, and then we say that Trump had this great triumph. Like, this was literally like, what do we find at the bottom of the barrel? Oh, look, past all the sludge and smegma, it's these two people.
Yeah. You're right.
And now to have these progressive champions for no reason give away their endorsements to this any blue will do attitude, for Andrew Gillum to be such a two-faced person that he's so pending on the progressive grassroots, but he's so willing to give away and show his true colors that I don't know what to do except for look for a different candidate. His integrity is very challenged for me.
Yeah, I'm already. If you're starting out that distrusting, like that platform,
but this didn't happen before the primary, guys. This didn't happen before the primary. The minute the primary ended, all this weird back and forth stuff started happening. He was the person who was. I mean, he's been a mayor for quite a while and has a track record, for instance. But ran on this solidly progressive, you know, a Medicare for all, free college kind of a very Bernie Sanders AOC style of campaign, and now is doing this flipping.
Well, we have to definitely call out people like that as much as we can. Otherwise, progressives look dishonest, or we look like that's part of us. And like, no, that person's not even a progressive. That's a shill. That's like the neoliberals of that side of things, but they're playing the progressive card to get your vote. Sorry, you missed out real bad and almost got a real progressive, but instead you've got someone that's just playing Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, really. So to end out the stream, let me end it this way. Pro litmus test, Dalton? Are you pro or against a litmus test for the progressive for a progressive candidate?
I think everybody should have certain issues in their mind that outwork in the way a litmus test does. I'm okay with that idea, for the most part, I guess.
Scott?
I think there definitely should be some sort of a litmus test, but
Medicare for all is mine. If you're not for Medicare for all, I'm not voting for you.
Mine's money out of politics.
That too. It's a big one.
Money out of politics.
Money out of politics.
Medicare
for all. And
I actually I'm
wage
and free college are up there too for me. Education, I think, is the solution to all of our problems in a long term. Smarter people make better decisions.
So instead of a litmus test, what's the next revolution going to be? Since it's not quite civil rights again, we're going to have Medicare for all revolution, marching in the streets. Doesn't look like the neoliberals are going to do much to help us out. So
neoliberals
how are we going to get a change done around here?
Well, and how can you march in the streets if you are in wage slavery? Can't afford to lose your job. They're stifling our ability to
protest. We all lose our jobs.
You can't
together
as
one.
If you can't peacefully protest, because
it's another reason why we need unions too. And everyone seems to be super anti-union, but
including Elon Musk.
Unions, I think, would definitely help our country if we could get unions back into a place that they were back in the 40s and 50s.
I can't speak for the stream, but at least Scott, I know, is pro-union. I'm pro-union. I think you're.
Yeah, being pro-union would gather a lot of attention.
So I think it's safe to say this stream is pro-union.
Yeah, this is a pro-union stream apparently, but we're willing to listen to sides.
Well, any of those major
not running
jobs
for
that you get
president
into, they immediately, during your training, are showing you all these anti-union videos saying how bad unions are for everything, but they give you a voice in large companies, and that's why places like Walmart, there was a store, and I can't remember exactly where the store was, but the employees were starting to talk about forming a union.
Yeah.
And they just closed that Walmart and said, nope, not having this.
Yeah, and if Walmart doesn't want you to have it, that means it's important and you need to fight for it.
Bingo. That is absolutely true.
I think I'm good with ending about there. I don't know. You guys got anything that
No,
pretty solid, sharp ending.
That's going to do it for this week's episode of Distraction and Discussion. Again, we have been your hosts, Alex, Scott, and Dalton.
Love you.
We will see you next Thursday around 8 p.m. Central Standard Times. Look for us.
Same progressive time, same progressive channel.
Bingo.
I like it.
In between times, please hit us up on Twitter and Facebook for further content. Request us to do more stuff. We like having more feedback and things like that. And hit us up in chat. Let's know what you think.
Yeah.
Participate in the conversation as we go. But I'm going to leave you this week on a question. Are we great yet?
Were we